show is dedicated to helping you find a safe and simple approach to buying income-producing real estate. If you have any questions about the program,
Phones in, mics up, and ready to go. Yeah, if you think I'm looking casual today, it's because I am. Yeah, I'm dressed for radio today. And hello, South Florida. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. My name is Eric Willner, and I'm your host, and I am your host here 5 days a week, 5 days live at 5. And we're right now broadcasting 5 different ways that you can consume the Real Estate Show. You can consume us on our original AM station on 1470, on the FM dial at 95.3, 96.9, and it goes up the dial. Then you can also catch us on the app. That's the free app that you can download on your portable device, so you can take us with you. Wherever you have internet connection, whether it be by cell or Wi-Fi, just download one of the free apps like the TuneIn app, the radio.com app, the iHeartRadio app, even WWNN has their own app. So if you go to WWNN on your smartphone store, you can download the app and connect directly to this. The TuneIn app's kind of cool. It's got the little alarm that reminds you when your favorite show is on. So I like that one a lot too. Now, in addition to that, you can also go to our website. When all else fails, just go to automaticlandlord.com. That's how you can reach us. That's how you can hear us. And that's how you can message us. Just go to automaticlandlord.com and you can go ahead and do I have, here you go. Is that it? Okay. I was getting ready to go for a run, so I'm dressed that way. And so I got a little comment there on Facebook Live telling me that I had my sunglasses on top of my head still. Anyway, in addition to the website, automaticlandlord.com, which broadcasts us and streams us live as we're speaking right now, you can also listen to the rebroadcasts as we archive. Every one of our shows goes up there under the Real Estate Show at the top. You can just go ahead and click on that drop-down menu and either listen to us live if you're here at 5 Eastern. You can listen to yesterday's show going back, well, as far back as you want to go, because there's more recordings there. I challenge you that you'll ever be able to listen to. That's how many thousands of hours that we have recorded and archived up there. And in addition to that, you can also download the podcast version and take us offline. So online, offline, in the air, on the go, the Real Estate Show is available to you the way you want it. But more importantly, it's got the info, the goods that you've gotten on our Tuesdays, tools and techniques. We're always talking about, well, different tools that we use, what's going on today. Now, this week, we started off the week talking about what's going on in the marketplace today. We kind of went in a little bit into the news, kind of touched lightly on that. But we are today, I wanted to get more into the 10 reasons why real estate is by far and away the best business vehicle out there, period. And so the first reason, and think about this, in the pandemic, the real estate market surprised a lot of people. Not only did it not tank and hardly even paused, but it actually grew and became more popular and became incredibly more sought after. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why, right? Because that's something that could be done using social distancing and safety measures. It became apparent that how important real estate was. Real estate became not only the place where we lay down at night and go to sleep, but now it became our offices, our gyms, it became our schools, and everything that we do seems to revolve around the house. So for those folks living in more condensed or dense areas like condominiums and apartments, suddenly you felt cramped because, you had to shelter in place for weeks and months. And so having a house, I remember they were renting out pools by the hour in certain areas here in Florida. And so you saw an out-migration out of the densely populated cities, and just an incredible rise in demand for more spaced out suburban areas. So we went deurbanization to a suburban preference. And so the same way, real estate allows you to work from home. And in fact, I want to talk a little bit about that on the technology side, because some great discoveries or advances were made in the area of real estate. Real estate, if you really look at it, I kid around and I tell people it's the second oldest profession, and it hasn't made as many advances as a lot of other businesses have. Real estate, up until recently, was still done the old-fashioned way, face-to-face, on paper a lot. It had to be done a certain way, the traditional way. And now some very creative folks, I'm going to say we're one of them, have come up with some very, very dynamic ways. In fact, over the years, since the Great Recession, which forced us in the property management business to really automate things and become much more systematic. And so for years, we've been talking about the automatic landlord when no one else was even paying attention or listening. Today, some of the things that were breakthroughs for us back in 2008 are regular, off the shelf, and commonplace. But the neat thing about real estate, now let's talk about real estate as a business, right? As something that you can do, whether you want to be a real estate agent, whether you want to be a real estate investor, it doesn't matter. You treat this like a business. This thing will pay you very well like a business. You treat it like a hobby. Well, we all know that hobbies don't pay that well, at least not usually, and certainly not always on purpose. And so you can work from literally anywhere. And for the last 10 plus years, that's exactly what we have been doing. We've been managing properties remotely. We have been investing remotely. We have now even brought the level of sales remotely up, where between the new advances in virtual tours, between as simple as walking through socially distanced with a camera and doing FaceTime, so that not just one client but all potential clients can see the house, ask questions while you're walking through, look at different angles, and you can almost be there without having to be there, without having to jump on expensive flights to go down for the weekend to go look at a house before you move. You can get a great idea between all of the technology, Google Earth, and not to mention all of the platforms are out there that have a plethora of pictures and all of the data, all of the one of the tools that's very, very, very good, created by the Census Bureau, an ocean of information, city-data.com. Check it out, city-data.com. Plug in a zip code, and we use that all over the country when we're going into a brand new area. It gives us population, a breakdown of the demographics, the schools, the primary businesses, the biggest employers, and crime rates and everything else, tax rates, you name it. There's so much information just on that website, and then you put that together with the visuals and perhaps experienced boots on the ground. It makes for a really neat experience before you even get there. You can narrow down. Gone for me are the days of driving around for an entire week, showing house after house after house, the quote unquote old fashioned way. In fact, for our investors here, we do that exactly backwards. We go and do the research. We crunch the numbers. We go through all of the data, find the right investments. And like I said, down from the zip codes, down to the cities, to the streets, to literally the neighborhoods. and the specific homes that we're looking for. And then once we put those under contract at a favorable, positive return, then we go back to the investor and say, hey, how would you like a good investment? Saving tons of time, effort, energy, and it really makes for a lot better investment. If you want to learn more about that, then text the word investor to our real estate show smart line. You can do this right now. Text it to 561-861-2366. That's 561 is our smart text line, 861-2366, and text the word investor if you want to learn more about that. Now, in addition to that, I think that we have now pushed the envelope. I have a quote that I really like, and it says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go big, build a team. And that's what we're doing here at the Real Estate Show, is building a team, both of investors and of agents. And so if you would like to join our team and be a part and get, I will like what I said, we brought for agents REO training to get REO certified for if and when there is a spike in foreclosures, to be top qualified, front of the list, ready for the REO companies, the acquisition and the asset management companies. They're going to be looking for prepared, trained, knowledgeable, and experienced certified agents. And I have that certification for free. And we offered it for agents. And if you're an agent who still wants to get that training, in fact, one of the other neat things, most of you have probably heard of Grant Cardone, one of the top, most well-known, most respected sales trainers out there. Well, we're providing Grant Cardone training for our team right now. And so if you're interested in learning more about the level of technology, the lead generation, and the training that we have, then text the word agent to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. And along with that, we're going to have a more in-depth conversation with investors and agents about why real estate is the ideal investment, bar none. And like I said, the first reason is you can work, I say from home, because who doesn't like, the 10-yard commute in your fluffy slippers from your bedroom to the kitchen to which we call the corporate cafeteria, then from there to the office. But ironically, now that we're being required to stay in our homes, this is turned out to be a real boom. And those of you that are prepared to have the ability to send and receive electronic documents, sign and send and receive electronic documents, all of this technology that we have jumped forward, have these meetings, just like, even our radio show now jumped ahead during the pandemic. Now we have our own little mini TV version on our Facebook Live, where we're actually being able to interact. It's even better than TV because we can answer questions, say hello. Erica is there, Susanna is there, Cindy is there. Looks like it's ladies are coming out. They're getting ready to dominate and take off in this real estate market. I'm serious too. I wasn't just an off the cuff saying. And the advances that we have now that were around us, but now have been brought into real estate by necessity, has really made real estate a much better, much more interesting. Training is available online, on demand, and really on point from some of the best, most knowledgeable, not textbook or theory people, but people who are crushing it in the industry right now. The second reason is that real estate is an interesting thing, and I'm careful when I say this as one of the advantages. You can do real estate full-time, or you can do this part-time. What I do caution people is to develop consistency, because you can't do it sometimes. Well, you can, but you're just not going to you're not going to like the results as much. But it can be a part-time and still be very, very rewarding. For many, many years, A lot of folks that I know, myself included, way back when I worked part-time in a regular job until I could jump off and go full-time into real estate when I accumulated enough properties that it was good enough. So to be able to work full-time or part-time, it's either your call by your preference. Maybe you love what you do and you have no intention of getting out of your career. But for others, there is an appeal to be able to have the control of your own time back, to have control of the quality and the style of your life back, that as soon as they can break free and generate enough income. And we can talk about that. We coach people to do that, and have been doing that for decades, helping folks to make bigger and better choices with their life. So real estate really has that flexibility. You can work full-time, part-time. You can work from anywhere, any place. Number 3 is that real estate is scalable. I love to explain this because, once I do the work on a rental property, for example, and I acquire a property, that income comes in month after month from the work that I did once. And then I go out and I get another one, and then I stack that income on the next one. And I get a third one, and I stack the income of the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. And literally, you no longer are trading, dollars for hours, but you are now converting your effort into what I call royalty income. And I'm not talking about kings and queens. I'm talking about ongoing, never-ending, continuous, consistent income. And so that's number 3, the scalability. There's plenty of stories and lots of evidence of people who are doing that all around us, especially here in South Florida. And number 4, there's no special equipment required. And I like that. You don't have to buy heavy machinery. In fact, nowadays, and again, part of the advances in the pandemic, you can operate this business literally from the cloud. And I can show you exactly how, because there are a huge number of us now that are doing this virtually and effectively from not sitting in an office. By the way, realtors that sit in an office all day aren't doing the right thing. They gotta be spending their time either going out, finding, viewing, and sorting properties, finding listings, finding motivated sellers, and then of course bringing the clients to those properties. That's not done sitting in an office. So I will tell you that if anything, the pandemic has also showed us that offices are vastly overrated. And so real estate really accentuates that and illustrates that better than a lot of businesses out there. Anyway, so that is number 4. Number 5, there's no inventory required, right? We get the exclusive right to list the property. We go out, we put properties under contract, but I don't have a garage full of widgets or whatever it is that I have to get the inventory, sell it. It's out there. And so that's another really good advantage of it. So there's no huge investment to get into it. If you're smart, text the word agent to 561-861-2366 or investor to the same number, investor or agent, either one of those words, depending on what you're interested in learning more about, to 561-861-2366. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Hear a few words from our sponsors. I've got a whole list more of advantages and why real estate, you ought to consider real estate as a business, because it is the best business that I know of out there. Anyway, we're going to take that break. You're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Boom. Yes, we are everywhere. All kinds of ways. Great subjects. Thanks. Leandro da Silva is there. So we finally got a male representative to represent over there. But that's the other thing, is that real estate is actually pretty blind. It doesn't care whether you're male or female, black, white, red, yellow, brown, and in between, doesn't matter. And I like that about real estate. Doesn't matter if you're young, you're old, I've had folks start in real estate at 78 and then go on to do really well, which I thought was really cool. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here on the Real Estate Show, we're giving out the 10 reasons why real estate is the best business in the world. And I will tell you, from living in this world full time for the last 30 years, I wouldn't trade it for anything else out there. I often say that I'd be doing this if I didn't have to do this, and I absolutely love doing it. So we were covering, number 1 through 5 we already covered. Number 6, and this might be one of my favorite reasons why real estate is the best business. There are no employees required. Some businesses, you can't grow your business without additional employees. Here, everything you can subcontract. You can work out affiliations that work, and that's another reason why I love it. No large upfront investment. I sort of touched on that also, with no inventory required. And in real estate, you can be successful right where you are. You don't have to go to the next hottest market. As you can tell today, America is the hot market. And to become an investor requires no license. If you want a license to become an agent, that's fine. We can help support and show you some great ideas there. And also, my number 1 favorite reason is that real estate never goes out of style. It's a basic human need: food, shelter, and transportation. We are in the shelter business, and that takes us to number 10 here. I got it all done on our show here today on our tools, tips, and techniques. Tomorrow, we got our midweek report coming up, so remember to join us here, same place, same time tomorrow. Until then, this is your host, Eric Willner, signing off. Remember to drive safe, wash those hands, and make it a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you, my friend. The time does fly.
Are available to assist you with your financial needs. If you have any questions about today's program or to arrange a consultation,
All right.
toll free at
I will see you.
595-7770.
I could have gone on and on. I got more reasons, and I hope you guys see that as well. Anyway, we'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, have a great one.